Jacob was so desperate for blessing and so hungry for his father's affirmation that he pretended to be someone he wasn't in order to get it. If you've ever done something like that, then maybe you already know what Jacob was about to learn the hard way. And that's this, that God can't bless the person you're pretending to be. For all of his conniving, trickery, and grasping, Jacob only found himself fleeing for his life from his angry brother and living in exile for 20 long years. Eventually, his situation became so desperate that he risked everything by returning home to face his brother. And that's when one of the stranger events in the Bible takes place. The day before he would face Esau, Jacob went down to the river to pray. But in the night, he was attacked by a man with whom he wrestled through the long hours of the night. And here's how the text describes the outcome of that great struggle. Then he said, "Let me go, for the day has broken." But Jacob said, "I will not let you go unless you bless me." And he said to him, "What is your name?" And he said, "Jacob." Then he said, "Your name shall no longer be called Jacob, but Israel, for you have striven with God and with men and have prevailed." Then Jacob asked him, "Please tell me your name." But he said, "Why is it that you ask my name?" And there he blessed him. So Jacob called the name of the place Peniel, saying, "For I have seen God face to face, and yet my life has been delivered." Now, who is this man that Jacob wrestled and prevailed upon for a blessing? The text just calls him a man, but Jacob understood him to be God in verse 30. I'm fascinated by the question this strange opponent asks. What is your name? Jacob had been asked this same question 20 years earlier by his aged and blind father, Isaac. And on that occasion, he lied and called himself Esau in order to steal the blessing that wasn't his. But now, face to face with God, where deception isn't possible, he acknowledged the truth about himself and answers that he is Jacob, the heel grabber. And in response to this honest confession, the Lord changes his name to Israel, which means he who strives with God. Now, there is much for us to learn about prayer from this encounter. But more than anything, we see that God wants us to authentically engage with him and cling to him for blessing, refusing to let him go until he changes us from self-sufficient stealers of other people's blessings into God-dependent receivers of the blessing he has for us. For Jacob, that was the blessing of a new name, a new destiny, and a new character. So here's the question that confronts all of us as we consider this story. Will I be among those who sleep through the night and awaken unchanged? Or will I honestly wrestle with God for what only he can give and emerge with a transformed character? Will I take hold of the only one with the power to make me new and refuse to let him go until he blesses me?